Hi guys, Steph here. So I am back with my little blue button stamp start to finish with Miss Lily Cute. I'm just doing this part real quick, honey. Sorry, Ava's home today. And I wanted to fussy cut. So first, what I normally do is I trim out as much as I can around her. And I'm looking over the camera, so it's a little harder. And I am using the Cutter Bee scissors. I got these at Target. They're the pink handle, but you can use the yellow handle, the black handle.
I can cover
I know, honey, but this is for a video, okay? So I just trim that out around her, and then what you can do if you want is for this little bit in between her legs, you can go in with an X-Acto knife, but I'm actually going to show you what I do with this kind of thing. Some images you can't do this with, but with this one I'm actually going to cut along this line here, trim out inside, and then I'm going to use a black marker and make sure that's nicely done, and then when I glue her down on the thing, I'll put them back together perfectly and you'll never know I cut there. So let me start. Hey, you're definitely going to let me do this, right? Because I can't redo this part.
Mama, I want to color her.
Okay, I'll give you one to color. But alright guys, so what I'm going to do is try and get at a good angle where I can cut and you guys can see. So what you want to do with these is when you start cutting, you don't want to move your scissors. You want to keep your scissors kind of still and move your paper. So when it turns, you're going to see I'm moving my paper around each bend. So, and you can cut a little bit away from her if you want. I cut right along the line and then I use a black marker to go around. So as you can see, I'm at an awkward angle here, but I'm turning my paper, not my girl. And I'm just carefully going around. And I've fussy cut a lot, so I might go a little bit quicker, but you know, take your time. Do what's best for you. And then again, I'm going to turn my paper, not my girl, not my scissors. I'm turning my image to go with the curve, and this is going to give you the cleanest cut, and you can snip off there and start again. So again, turn your paper. And I've had several people request that I do fussy cutting, so I figure this will cover that base there. And just follow up. And any time you're fussy cutting like this, the reason I go around with a black marker is because, you know, you're not ever going to cut it perfectly perfect, and that black marker is going to clean up any edges and make it look like you did cut it perfectly. Let me check on camera here, make sure you guys can actually see. And I'm also going to be able to trim away all those, you know, imperfect parts that I went over the lines with. So I'm just turning my paper slowly with the line, trying to make sure you guys can see. And that's really the biggest rule. Turn your paper, don't ever turn your scissors, or else you're gonna, you know, not really get a perfect cut. And it's going to be a lot harder to cut around certain edges when you turn your scissors instead of your paper. So, even for little tight corners like that, you see I just flip my image all the way around while my scissors slowly trim at it. And then in a second I'll show you how I do in between her legs. And then that part will be done.
Can I cut like you did, Mama?
Yeah, you gotta get your little safety scissors, honey.
Okay.
Okay, and then let me bring this down around, and then I'll show you how I do in between her legs. Sorry guys, I'm at a really awkward angle right here. And as I said, for in between the legs, you can either use an X-Acto knife before you start trimming, or do it the way I'm going to. So let me first cut around her feet. Now, let me zoom in a little bit for this. Okay, so I am going to follow this black line very carefully while my daughter yells. They're in there, honey. And even if I don't get that black line perfectly, I'm going to fill it in with a black marker. Sorry, I just messed up a little bit. I was looking at Ava. And I'm going to trim out around. Honey, your head's really close. Sorry, Ava's literally breathing down my neck here. And because this is a tight squeeze, I'm going to start back around there. Get that little piece out. So that little tiny piece in there is done. And then I'm going to start back over here and check my time. Hey, please don't do that. Sorry, she was moving the camera. Hold on, honey, please. I'm cutting a very small area and I don't want to mess up. Please stop moving the camera, eh? And yeah, I messed up a little bit. Sorry, I was looking at Ava. It's hard to do these videos with a 4-year-old at home. She didn't go to school today because she was up all night. Okay, so that's how I do in between the legs. And let me get that to focus again. Let me get these scissors off my hand. Okay, so that's how I do in between the legs, and then I'm going to go around with a black marker, which I'll show as well, and then when I glue it, it'll look seamless. Promise. So that's her cut out, and I'll be back later with the rest. Thanks for watching. Bye.